You're growing. Quietly, steadily. You're reading, thinking, questioning. You're watching your patterns. You're saying no to what you used to accept. You're choosing discomfort over comfort, change over stagnation. And somewhere along the way, you start noticing something. The room feels quieter. Your phone rings less. Conversations that once felt easy now seem shallow. Jokes that used to make you laugh now fall flat. People you once called friends now feel like strangers in familiar bodies. Why does personal growth so often feel like isolation? Why does it seem like the more you evolve, the more you drift? There's nothing wrong with you. This happens to many of us. And it's not because you've become cold or distant. It's because you're changing, and your world is trying to keep you where you were. You see, when you grow, you don't just change your habits or your goals. You change your inner frequency. The things that once filled you no longer satisfy. You start noticing the tone beneath the words, the energy behind the actions. You begin to crave depth, and depth is rare. You're raising your standards, often without realizing it. In conversations, you want truth, not just updates. You want presence, not just noise. And as that shift happens inside you, the world you've known starts to feel misaligned. That's not your fault. It's also not theirs. You're not better than anyone. You're just becoming different, and that difference can feel like distance. The people around you may sense it too, even if they can't name it. They may joke that you've changed, become too serious or too intense. They're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to hold on to the version of you they knew. The one who laughed at the same things, complained about the same problems, avoided the same truths. But that version of you is fading. Growth always comes with a price. And one of the most painful is the subtle grief of losing us. Not just the relationships, but the shared identity, the inside jokes, the automatic closeness, the sense of belonging. When you change, you don't just lose others. You lose a part of yourself that was made in relation to them. That's the quiet heartbreak of evolution. And it's okay to mourn it. But here's the thing. Growth doesn't demand that you cut people off. It doesn't require arrogance or isolation. What it asks for is honesty. To see the truth of what you've outgrown, without judgment. To honor what those connections gave you, without needing them to stay the same. It's possible to love someone and recognize that your paths have diverged. It's possible to remember shared joy, even as you let go of shared illusions. You don't need to burn bridges, but you also don't need to keep crossing the same ones just to please your past. The solution isn't to retreat into solitude or to surround yourself with mirrors of your new self. It's to remain open to new people, new energies, new conversations that meet you where you are. That takes courage, because starting over socially is vulnerable. But the alternative is pretending, shrinking to fit back into spaces you've already outgrown. And the cost of that is your aliveness. So seek out those who inspire you, who challenge you gently, who speak your new language, not because it's trendy, but because it's theirs too. And when you do find them, even just one, something softens. The loneliness starts to lift, because you're reminded that you're not alone in wanting more, in asking deeper questions, in refusing to settle for surface. But in the pursuit of growth, don't lose your humanity. Don't become the self-development monk who can quote every book but forgets how to listen. Don't wear your progress like armor. Let it be a door, one that invites others in, not shuts them out. You're not here to become perfect. You're here to become real. So laugh, stumble, admit when you don't know. Stay curious about people, even if they haven't read what you've read. Wisdom isn't in distancing. It's in connecting, even across difference. Yes, some people will leave your life. Some won't understand. Some will feel left behind. That's not a failure. It's a transition. And sometimes, in the quiet space between old and new, you'll feel the ache, the empty seat, the unshared moment. Let it be. It means your heart is still open. Because personal growth is not about building walls. It's about expanding your inner world so wide that it can welcome more, not less. Let your growth make you warmer, not colder. Let it deepen your empathy, not just your intellect. Let it bring you closer to the kind of connections that don't just stimulate your mind, but nourish your soul. You're not growing to escape people. You're growing to become someone who can meet others more fully, more honestly, more gently. And yes, for a while that might mean walking through loneliness. But it won't last forever, because the more you become yourself, truly, deeply yourself, the more you'll find others doing the same. And when your paths cross, not in need but in mutual recognition, it will feel like coming home.